My name is Elazar Cohen. I'm the Commissioner General of Israel in Expo 2020 Dubai. And I wanted to speak about dreaming and fulfilling. I was born in Syria. I was very young when we fled from Syria. We escaped. We came to Israel. I studied in the Technion. I studied in the Faculty of Industrial Engineering. And I had a plan to become an engineer. But this plan did not come through. I became a diplomat immediately as soon as I finished my studies. There is an Israeli famous poet, Shoshenkovsky, who said, "Ha'adam eno ela tavnit nof moladeto." And in English, a man is nothing but the pattern of his birthplace. And my birthplace is Syria. And I had a dream. I had a dream to be there. I had a dream to serve in an Arab country. But it looks that this dream cannot come true in the very, very near future. But definitely, the Arab Emirates is an Arab country. It is very similar, I assume, to Syria in the language, in the culture, in the pace, almost in everything. I'm happy to be here to serve my country in this huge project of the Expo that takes place in Dubai. Expo is a kind of a huge museum where country presents themselves and Israel among them. This is the first World Expo edition taking place in the heart of the Arab country, in the United Arab Emirates. And Israel was invited before the Abraham Accord. It was a very courageous step from the side of the organizers, from the government of the UAE, and we are thankful for that. And I fulfilled a dream. I started working for my country in an Arab country, in a place which creates a great opportunity to Israel, something that I think never happened in the short history of the modern state of Israel, to present ourselves for 6 months in an Arab country to almost 20 million visitors during this period. Our dream in participating in the Expo, or our heritage, was to contribute to the relations that existed always between Israel and the UAE, and throughout the Expo to get them closer, so maybe in the future they will develop into a full diplomatic relations. But then the Abraham Accords came and the full diplomatic relations were signed between Israel and the UAE, and another dream came true, a great dream came true that has an influence and an impact not only on the bilateral relations, but I think on the entire regional relations. I'm sure that we'll see more similar agreements, accords between Israel and other countries in the Gulf. We are here for almost 4.5 months. We are visited by over 1 million visitors. We had over 10 ministers coming and visit us in the pavilion with a delegation, cementing the newly signed agreements. We had many cultural and economic events. We had the president of Israel coming here last week. It was a great event, very emotional. But for me, the most significant event during this period was the Remembrance Day of the Holocaust we organized on the 27th of January. It was very emotional. No one could believe that such an event will take place in a Muslim and Arab country. And here, another dream came through. So all in all, I can say that I was privileged to fulfill these dreams during my short stay here in the UAE. And my conclusion, and this is what I want to transfer to our audience, first of all, think positive. Second, to think big, to aim high, and to dream, simply dream. And eventually, good things will arrive. Good things for sure will arrive. And what about me? Well, I stay with the dream to visit my birthplace, Syria, and I very much so hope that this will happen very soon with full diplomatic relations between these two countries that are very close geographically, but for the time being, unfortunately, they're a little bit distant, and I hope to do it sometime soon. Thank you very much. Toda.